I didn't get to talk about this, but Ubisoft is apparently going through some kind of like lawsuit because they've been exposed for like Me Too allegations and stuff like that. Let's watch Hypnotic's video. I'm going to leave a link in the description for you guys to check this out and show the love, but let's watch it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the company that virtue signals the most is usually the one that has the most to hide.
I mean, first right off the bat, my boy with that home run, with a fucking Hail Mary 90-yard Dan Marino pass. Speaking facts, virtue signalers usually have the most to hide, and Ubisoft is probably the biggest virtue signaling company out there. So let's continue. Right off the bat, shout out to Hypnotic.
Apparently, Ubisoft is undergoing a trial in France because they are being accused of years of sexual and moral harassment and abuse within the workplace. Multiple employees have come forward and accused multiple people over at Ubisoft for doing the exact thing they say they fight against when they virtue signal online, which is, hey, we are all for diversity, equity, and inclusion, and yet for some odd reason, we're also being accused of hurling sexist, racist, and homophobic insults.
That is actually not a good look, and this is probably coming at the worst possible time. Assassin's Creed Shadows is about to drop within this next week, and this is make or break time for Ubisoft as a company, and having lawsuits and allegations about this stuff that they stand for as a DEI company, sexism, racism, and actual homophobia. This is like karma, I think. If it's true, it's all allegedly, but yeah, this is not good for them right now.
Over at the workplace and constant humiliation.
Wow. And I love this new intro, by the way. I usually only catch his live streams when I watch the content, but now that we're reacting to the VODs,
I gotta tell
good
you,
little
ladies
intro.
and gentlemen, this kind of a headline is not too shocking when it comes for a company like Ubisoft, just like it wasn't shocking when it happened to Activision Blizzard. These companies that virtue...
Yeah, Activision Blizzard, they got hit with stuff like this, and it hit them pretty freaking hard. And Ubisoft is already freaking drowning in the deep water. This is just another thing to pile on.
Signal every single day are usually the ones that have the most to hide. They're the ones with skeletons in their closet. And now 100%. It seems like this lawsuit, this potential trial, is going to expose it all. So let's get into this article, guys. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button.
Show them some love.
And like the video. To push
link in the description, guys. Go show them some love.
So the headline reads, Ubisoft trial, justice lifts the veil on years of sexual and moral harassment, sexist, racist, or homophobic insults. This one especially is hilarious. You talking about Ubisoft, the company that loves virtue signaling to LGBTQ?
Dude, I remember when I used to get like emails from people at Ubisoft that work like in PR and communications and marketing. They'd have their little LGBTQ little flags and their pronouns and all this crap. Like, they are literally probably the wokest company, and now we're seeing this get exposed allegedly.
That's interesting. Constant humiliation. 3 former senior executives will explain themselves from Monday before the criminal court on the systemic sexual and moral harassment that they are accused of having carried out within Ubisoft, the French video game giant. Following a wave of anonymous testimonies on...
A wave of anonymous testimonies. Yeah, when you get like this whole campaign against you, dude, it's hard to recover from.
On Twitter, now X, the scandal came to light thanks to investigations published in Liberation and Numerama on a news website on IT and digital technology in July of 2020. Oh, wow. Hold on.
So this is years old, and this is just now picking steam back up? This is wild.
So this happened during the ultimate year of DEI. You really mean to tell me that all of this happened during 2020, the year
so
that
weird.
Every single company said that they stand for bullshit, basically? You mean to tell me that's when all of this went down? Very interesting. In the process, Sergei Hoskot, creative director and number 2 of the group, resigned. Thomas Francois and Guillaume Petruk was dismissed for serious misconduct.
That's so weird that this was swept under the rug, because in 2020 there was also the Speak Out in pro wrestling. There was also other Me Too's, and Ubisoft had allegations, but I don't remember anybody talking about them. I covered trending topics. I don't remember Spawn Wave or RGT or anybody else talking about this. This is very interesting. And we're having employees resign and take leaves of absence or being dismissed. This is weird.
These are the 3 men that the court will try from March 10th to March 14th, suspected of.
So this is already going on. It started on the 10th and then the 14th. So this court trial will already be done by the time we're watching this. Interesting.
Having led and encouraged toxic management within the studio, according to sources closest to the case. The damning testimonies of the plaintiffs against Thomas, known as Tommy Francois, then vice president of the editorial department of Ubisoft, exposes the atmosphere that he created in the premises in Montreal. Now, guys, I got to tell you, man, this is eerily reminiscent of what happened with Activision.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, nobody really talks about the Activision thing anymore.
No.
You want to know why? Because Activision decided to do all of the virtue signaling nonsense, the DEI nonsense, after the lawsuits were filed against them.
That makes 110% sense from a PR standpoint. Like, if since 2020, July 2020, Ubisoft's had this against them, why are they quadrupling down on DEI during all this nonsense? It almost comes across as being fake. If they have all these allegations against them, and if they are true, they don't care about catering to the LGBTQ.
You know, Activision was basically put through the ringer when it comes to the court system.
Yeah,
and
they
all these
were.
accusations against the company about toxic workplace, sexual harassment, especially. A bunch of women came forward and all this nonsense. And that's when they decided to do the virtue signaling stuff. That's when they decided to do the body type A and B for World of Warcraft. Or they removed all the women paintings in WoW and replaced it
Cringe stuff that they did, man.
with fruit, right? They did all this stupid shit to try to virtue signal and say, hey, we're totally not bad guys. We changed. We did whatever. It's the same thing here with Ubisoft.
It's nonsense.
Ubisoft has been putting out all of this nonsense over the last few years. And since this happened in 2020, it makes you wonder, gee, why did they start doing this?
Because they had all this stuff against them, and I guess, I don't know, it's bad timing for sure.
Aside from the whole, George Floyd stuff, it says during the period of prevention retained by the courts from January 2012 to July 2020, Thomas Francois was between 38 and 46 years old. His office habits showing pornographic films.
Wow, this motherfucker allegedly just started showing porn?
With the sound on loudspeaker.
Are you kidding me?
Kissing employees on the mouth by surprise.
Kissing employees on the mouth? Dude, I make a drunk live stream and tell Mercante I would look at her butthole, and I get accused of SH. And this guy is in the office playing porno and kissing people and playing cat and dick.
Playing cat and dick?
What the hell is that? What's cat and dick?
What the fuck is cat and dick? Commenting in public on physical appearance of employees whom he calls bitch, ugly, slut, or...
Dude, are you kidding me? How has nobody talked about this until now?
Or cod. While she is wearing a skirt, Tommy Francois forces a young colleague he had just hired to do a handstand in the open plan office.
Are you kidding me?
Bro, what is this shit? Are we the
This sounds like some college, like, frat party stuff.
Wolf on Wall Street? Like, is this serious
Wolf
right
on
now?
Wall
Some of
Street.
these stories I have a hard time believing.
I don't know.
Understand there are some corporate settings where it is just wild, right? I get it, right? Like the Wolf of Wall Street, I feel like really exposed that level of wild nature that was happening in certain corporate settings.
Yeah, Wolf on Wall Street was wild.
But damn, man, you mean to tell me people are still doing this shit in 2020 and beyond, where they're just making women do handstands
That's like, I'm not trying to be insensitive. That's pretty fucking funny.
in the open office? I mean, what are we doing here? He ties the same employee to the chair, puts her in the elevator, and sends her to another floor. Or he smears her face with felt tip pen and forces her to
This
attend
dude's
a
like
meeting without
hazing.
being able to wash herself. What?
He's hazing. He's literally like hazing.
Bro, did this really happen? This almost sounds too ridiculous to be true. But, considering how ridiculous it sounds, it might very well be true. I mean, what the hell? In addition to these accusations, he's being prosecuted for attempted sexual assault after he tried during a Christmas party to forcefully kiss a young employee who was being held down by other colleagues.
Wow, dude, this just slipped all underneath the radar. I can't believe this is only coming out when this happened in 2020. What the hell?
Because he also encouraged his supporters
Allegedly.
this to act the same way, using in particular his aura and his high hierarchical position within the company to this end, according to an investigation report consulted by the AFP. Accused of being equally adept at making libidinous remarks and acting.
So now Serge or Sergey, or however you pronounce his name, was equally adept.
Asking intrusive questions of a sexual nature Sergey is accused of racist comments and acts.
Jeez.
After the 2015 attacks, he allegedly asked a Muslim employee if she subscribed to the ideas of the Islamic State group. This executive
Jesus
assistant could find
Christ.
images of bacon sandwiches as her computer.
He put bacon sandwiches on her computer wallpaper.
Food placed on her desk during the month of Ramadan. Oh my God, bro. This sounds like some insane real life trolling, man.
Dude, this is some next level shit at a workplace. And Ubisoft has been virtue signaling about being DEI and diverse and inclusive this whole time.
He put images of bacon sandwiches on the fucking computer of a Muslim employee, bro.
That is
wild. My God. This is like 4chan level freaking trolling happening in real life. What are we talking about right now? Age 59, the former number 2 of the group.
And these guys are in their 30s and 40s, and then this last guy is 59.
Group, which at the time had 20,000 employees across the world, will answer to the court on charges of complicity as well as moral and sexual harassment.
Jesus
the third defendant
Christ.
in this trial, the former game director, Petrux, 39 years old, is being dismissed from moral harassment. A dozen of witnesses were heard during the investigation, but a large number gave up on filing a complaint for fear of reactions from the video game industry.
So these people were in fear of reactions from the video game industry. That's why they didn't file complaints. Mr. Ubisoft, let's stand and grandstand for everybody. People were afraid of them.
According to the report seen by the AFP. Wow. So this kind of stuff, I do believe, because this is why people do not speak out against the DEI nonsense. They are so scared.
You get blacklisted if you speak out against DEI.
Of being blacklisted by the industry that they want to be in so badly that they're willing to deal with the nonsense in order to just stay working and be left alone. So I do believe that they are not wanting to come forward because they don't want to be blacklisted by the industry. And if they come forward, their names are going on public record. And obviously, it's probably not going to end well for them. During their hearings, these people deplored the inertia of human resources. Despite being alerted to this behavior, the same source reported, at the initiatives of the first complaints in July 2021, the Solidaires Informatique Union denounced that the workings of a system.
So the initiative of the first complaints was July 2021. We're in March 2025. This is wild. I'm speechless. This is all alleged, but the fact that this is going to court and all this has allegedly happened at Ubisoft, this is absolutely wild. This is nuts.
Which manipulates, exhausts, and crushes the company's workers. One of the 9 victims who filed a civil suit was subjected to multiple humiliating acts and remarks which caused significant psychological repercussions, Benjamin Bobot told AFP. Sergey categorically denies having harassed a single one of his colleagues. He denies having any knowledge of reprehensible acts committed by various Ubisoft employees, according to the statement sent to the AFP by his lawyer, an argument that the civil parties are challenging. From the moment it is something anchored in the company and the managers do not intervene to stop it, it is systemic to the company, comments Ms. Charlotte Marigon.
This company's cooked. If this trial happens, they're cooked.
I've seen several cases of moral and sexual harassment, and I've never seen such a desire to humiliate as the lawyer for the video game.
They never seen such a desire to humiliate. So these people were unhinged. These people at this woke-ass company were unhinged.
Game Workers Union. So this thing is going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly. You're going to have people, I mean, I don't know if people are going to come out and speak out against the ones who are being
more
sued
people
right
will.
Now, but it's going to get ugly. And Ubisoft's entire dirty laundry is probably going to be exposed pretty damn soon.
This is yikes.
And we're going to be following this trial to see if any more information shows up about this. But I'll tell you this, I am not surprised to see Ubisoft in the headlines for a lawsuit that deals with sexual harassment
am not either.
or any kind of racism or homophobic insults at all, considering how much they virtue signal. I guarantee they have the most to hide. So,
absolutely. This is nuts, guys. What are you guys' thoughts down below? Let me know in the comment section. And feel free to go show Hypnotic some love. I can't believe this Ubisoft stuff's going down. And it feels like nobody outside of the rage bait grifters are even really talking about it. This is huge. This could definitely break Ubisoft as a company.